afternoon, everyone, and welcome once again to Walk the Talk Sports. I'm sorry, my partner's making me laugh. I think I just chewed out his ear, but it's okay. The greatest sports talk show south of the Big Apple, east of the city of Brotherly Love. And here we are in the AB room at Willow Hall. We have a lot to talk about. It's been about a month since we had our last show with the coaches. We're happy to be back. We have a lot to cover. I'm going to save the best for last with my team back here. They're on a roll, but let's start off with the NFL and the draft. As everybody knew, the first pick by, I would say, by Washington, or by the Bears, I should say, was Caleb Williams, quarterback from USC. He was the number one pick, followed by Washington Commanders picking another quarterback, Jalen Daniels. And my favorite team, only kidding, the New England Patriots pick another quarterback by the name of Drake Maine, I think it is, and North Carolina. The number 4 pick, which I thought in the top 10, this kid was the best pick as far as receiver. I was rooting for Alex's team to grab him, but unfortunately Arizona had the 4th pick, and they picked Marvin Harrison, which is, I think this kid's going to be a monster in the NFL as far as receiving. And the 5th pick, I'll let my buddy here talk about it.
No, you got it.
No, go ahead. Joe Alt,
Joe Alt, yep, lineman.
From a good school, from
Notre Dame.
That's right.
So, I'm excited about that. I think that all three of, this crowd's teams did well. I think the Jets, the Giants, and the Chargers did well in the draft. I think they're right around that B+ rating, B-
you're right.
rating.
Exactly.
But the Chargers drafted a lineman. I thought they would go after a receiver, but they did in the end. They snuck around. I thought Jim Harbaugh, he's got something going on under his sleeve. I don't think this is. I was talking to my son-in-law, and I think just some of the moves that the Chargers are making, I just think this is not their final say.
You're right. I think there's a bigger picture involved with the Chargers.
Because they brought on a lot of free agents, a couple running backs from the Ravens, some other key players. They just picked up this receiver from the Panthers, and. So I'm excited. And they did get a lot of young receivers. They got Jerry Rice's son late in the draft, so we'll just see what happens.
Good pedigree there, that's for sure.
We'll
the 6th pick, the Giants picked Malik Neighbors, wide receiver from LSU, which they need receivers, the Giants. And I think that was a good pick. A lot of people thought maybe they were going to go for a quarterback. But with the first 3 picks, quarterbacks were off the board. I think the Giants did make a good move on that part. And, of course, the Jets traded their 10th pick, moved back a spot with, I think, Minnesota, and they wound up picking an offensive lineman from a great school that is known for linebackers, Penn State. So I'm excited about that. They need help on the offensive line. They're pretty old. Seems the past 3 seasons they break down, so they have some depth on that position. So hopefully this kid will get a shot to play. And then with the 13th pick, just to round up football, my second best team, the Las Vegas Raiders, picked up a tight end, which I thought the Jets were going to go, but Brock Powers from Georgia. This kid is a blocker. He's a big-time go-to guy on 3rd down between the hash marks. So I think that was a good move by the Raiders. And that pretty much, before I forget, the NFL new schedule for 2024 will be out a week from today, the 15th. So look forward to that. See where the Jets will wind up 0-4 in the month of September. Well, I don't know who they play, but we'll find out soon enough, I'm sure. And and that is football. Now, baseball. All right, I'm going to start for you Philly fans out there. The Fighting Phillies are in first place with a 26-11 record, 3 games up on the Braves. And my Metsies are, they're playing 500 ball, and there's not really that much to talk about, but hopefully that will improve. Yankees, on the other hand, are 24-13, tied with Baltimore for first place. Juan Soto is still tearing it up. He is hitting .329, 8 home runs, 28 RBIs, and believe me, I think the Yankees are holding the fort until they get their number one pitcher back, Garrett Cole. So he's coming back, I would say, within a month's time, I hope. And that race should be exciting. Baltimore is younger, but they're not experienced as the Yankees. But you know what? It's a long season. But I think down the wire, it's going to be a race throughout the whole season. And now I'll turn it over to the West Coast guy with his San Diego Padres.
Thanks, Rob.
Oh, no problem.
You didn't mention in your, because I obviously don't care for them at all, is that the Houston Astros are sitting in the cellar in last place.
That's a surprise. I thought they would, snap out of it, but man, it looks like it's going to be a long season for them. You're right.
But National League, you talked about the Phillies, but obviously, the Phillies, they have to be the hottest team. I mean, unfortunately, I'm fighting with the Dodgers, which they're pretty hot right now, but I don't think anybody's hotter than the Phillies. They're playing great baseball. They're followed up by the Braves in second place.
Yeah.
National League Central, you got the Brewers, followed up with the Cubs in second place. And then the National League West, you have the Dodgers with the Padres in second, but the Padres are a good 6 games behind the Dodgers. Dodgers are playing great baseball. I know that Rob's not a huge fan. I'm not either because he's a Dodger. But, you got to, this kid, if he's not pitching, he's hitting. We're talking about the gambler, Ohtani.
That's what I want to know. I don't care about him.
You got, this guy's leading in batting average, hits, home runs, runs scored. And then I had something flash across my phone. This is sort of weird. So do you know that Babe Ruth, in his first 725 Major League games, had 176 home runs. Ohtani, in his first 725 Major League games, has 176 home runs. How crazy is this?
Look how close that is.
Pitching record.
Wow.
In the first 481 Major League innings, Babe Ruth is 37-19. Ohtani is 38-19. It's like the craziest comparison between.
That is close, though. That is weird.
Yeah, Babe Ruth and Ohtani. So
that is awesome.
But the Padres, you know what? I'm just going to hope that they're going on streaks. They had a little winning streak. I think they lost a night ago or something to the Cubs. But they're playing well. And now for the life of me,
one of your pitchers, he got hurt. He's on the IL, right?
But they just picked up the guy from.
Good trade from
the Marlins.
Yes. He was the batting champ last year.
Yes, and he's killing it. He's killing the ball. So they've been playing him a lot as a DH and wherever they want to play him. But he just joined the club probably a week ago.
I'll tell you, Alex. Though honestly, just be close. Just be in the hunt for the wild card. You don't need. You want to. Of course, you want to be in first place. But more teams are in the hunt now for the wild card. So that's it. Yeah. Stay close.
Look, we have our way with, it seems like, with the Dodgers when we get to the playoffs. Throughout the season, we seem to go back and forth and they get the better of us, but it seems like lately in the playoffs, we have our way with them. So I worry about them, but I don't.
That's good. That's good. You don't lose any sleep over that, do you?
No.
See, I lose sleep. I see in the month of May and June, when it's hockey playoffs, I do not sleep. Natalie can tell you, because you play. There's nothing like playoff hockey, but I'll get into that.
But you know what, though? I was speaking with Natalie last night, and I was watching the game.
Right.
I don't think you were watching the game.
That's what you think. I wasn't watching the game.
Oh.
Okay.
But I did.
See this? I can see
this.
I can watch it on here.
I did go. I did fall asleep before they won. So. But
okay.
I have to get up early. So
okay. All right. That covers, I guess, baseball. Now in golf. The last show we had was the 9th, and that weekend, the 11th, was the Masters. And boy, Scotty Scheffler, I tell you, he is the best in the game. Yes, he won his second Masters, shooting 11 under, 4 strokes ahead of the second place, Ludwig Aspray. And I tell you, he got another green jacket. You know what? I don't know what the stat is, but he always, in tournaments, he's either 1 or 2, but he's in that top 10. And if you're in that top 10 as far as consistency, you're going to earn some big money. But like I said, he is the top golfer today in pro or the PGA and throughout the world. So congratulations to him on winning his second green jacket at the Masters. Now in the other tournament, or the other tour, the LIV Tour, this past week, my man Brooksy Koepka won his fourth on the LIV Tour, and he's really tuning up. I think the PGA Championship is coming up, and it's good to hear and good to see that even though LIV is a different tour, but they are getting invited to the PGA. So that's a good thing. So hopefully that gap is getting, narrower and narrower. So it's because, look, they have to coexist. You're not going to, there's too much money involved. There's too much money involved in golf. And now from I hear the PGA is getting some sponsors, which are throwing billions. I think it was 1.3 billion this investment firm threw into the PGA Tour. So for those players, they want to get a little bump in earnings, just like the LIV guys do. So they're on their way, which is that's a good story. That's good. I like to hear that. And that's about golf. I mean, you have anything to add to golf or no?
I'm not into golf right now.
Okay.
But I do have, we're moving on to the basketball. So I'll
all right, for you Knicks fans out there, yes, sir, the Madison Square Garden, these past weeks have been rocking. One night you have the Rangers, then one night you have the Knicks. It's just awesome. I mean, this is the time of year where if you're a fan of either team or both, it gets crazy. It does. So they beat the 76ers in 6 games. It was a hard-fought, chippy at times, but they did pull it out, the Knicks, and now they're 1 game up the second round with the Indiana Pacers. So, this is going to be a tough series. There's a lot of history in the past with Reggie Williams and the Knicks and Spike Lee, the fans at the Garden, but it's all good. It's all I expect this series to honestly go 6 or 7 games. So go Knicks. And that's it. That's all I have for basketball. Now for you.
Well, I have some basketball.
All right, go.
Because I'm excited. I mean, obviously it's playoff time for the NBA, but you know what? I just want to. I want to talk about how exciting the WNBA is going to be. It's come a long ways, and to see the excitement of women of basketball right now, and it all started this last year. This whole draft, I think I had more fun watching the WNBA draft than anything, just because you had so many talented young ladies, obviously with Caitlin Clark leading the way, being the #1 pick in the draft, and then she went to Indiana.
Right.
But just see the excitement.
Yeah, but can I ask you a question? How did that happen, that she went to Indiana if they had a draft? I mean, did they have the first pick, Indiana?
They had the first pick, yeah.
Oh, they did have the first pick.
So they chose her. They're already playing now. They're playing whatever it is, preseason or whatever.
Exhibition.
And she's already lighting it up and doing her thing, got to get used to the WNBA. But how exciting. And I read today that, do you know that there is WNBA teams that are starting, they're making moves to move to bigger venues to capitalize on the popularity of the sport. And a lot of them are moving to bigger venues, especially when Caitlin Clark, when Indiana comes to their. You have the Las Vegas team, the Aces. They're already looking for a bigger facility venue, to generate, because just the popularity, the money that they'll make. So it's great to see the ladies' side of the sport get excited. I mean, it's always had its little flair as it started. There's been some great players come up through the rankings, but it seems like this year there's such a handful of great young college players that have now moved on to the NBA, the WNBA.
The game has grown. I mean, these girls are phenomenal athletes. In the past, it was always the group from Connecticut, because they were the top dog as far as the NCAA girls basketball. But to see this change and the growth, it's awesome. And that's what attracts fans. You get these young girls that really, get attached to these players, and that's it. It's the WNBA is on its way. I think pretty cool. All right, anything else?
I'm good. I just wanted to mention the ladies.
All right, so before I jump into the NHL and hockey, for you soccer fans out there, I know Alex always gives me a shot, but for the Italian league, I'll just name the top 3 teams. Inter, Milan, AC Milan's in second, Juventus is in third. Diane, this is for you if you're watching. In the Premier League, the English League, Arsenal is number 1, Manchester City number 2, and Liverpool number 3. Now, in the Championship League, where it's a combination of the Italian League, the European League, and even the league, I think, in Spain, the Spanish League, they're in the semifinals. And now, today, as we speak, Real Madrid is facing Bayern Munich in the semifinals. I think that's the first game, and I think there's a game tomorrow or Saturday for the Championship League. So it's winding down. But you know what? It's like I said, for you soccer fans, I can't wait for the Olympics coming up in July. But that's all I have for soccer.
You know, real quick before we move on, I know we were touching on baseball. It's not a big deal. I had seen, I was reading through some stuff today, and so I'll throw out there because I've been wanting to, and maybe it's something we can arrange. So your Blue Claws, I'll just let you know they're in 5th place in whatever division that is that Blue Claws play in. I know they're affiliated with the Phillies, but I have lived here how long now, and I've always wanted to go to a stinking Blue Claws
You've never
game.
been to a game?
No, and so you know what? I think
Wow.
I'm going to arrange this, and and even though that, you know, I don't know that we mentioned that Walk the Talk is going to take a summer vacation, and we're going to come back in August. Rob and I are going to travel around in the Audi and look for Italian food, and then, but. I'd love to put together a group. We could either bring guys and gals, or if we brought just the guys, Coach Fuller, Frank, bring Jack. We'll attract
everybody.
the
It's
ladies
a
like
nice,
crazy.
yeah,
We'll bring
no.
Jack. We'll go to the Blue Claws game, have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, you can catch a game against either the Yankee affiliate or the Met
Yeah, they have a
affiliate.
Brooklyn team.
Cyclones.
Cyclones.
That's right, baby.
So, but yeah, I'm gonna arrange that. So I'll put that out there on
You know, if they play Brooklyn, that means we got to have the meatballs and Parmesan and all that. You know that, right?
There we go.
We
Can
got to
we-
get Maria from Gramercy to make some. Pull it up.
Can't we just have a hot dog? All right, we'll
That's
set
good. That's a
something
good
up.
idea.
for-
I'll look at the schedule. I will. That's a good idea.
Do
I
something
like
fun.
that.
All right, that's the baseball.
What's that?
They're playing tomorrow night.
Yes, they are.
All right, now listen. You can have your Super Bowls, you can have your NBA Finals, you can have your World Series, but there is nothing, and I mean nothing, like playoff hockey. Nothing in the world. And I tell you, when your team's in it and they're playing well, man, it feels good. Like I said before, I don't sleep. If my Rangers are doing well, Nally can attest to that. In '94, I slept on the couch for 2 months. 2 months. Because I had to go to work that following morning at 7 in the morning. But there you
The
go.
real reason why you slept on the couch.
Clip. All right, so, but listen, the Rangers took care of business in the first series against Washington. They swept them. They played very well. Their special teams between their power play and their penalty killing, which is doing very well against Carolina. Look, Carolina only finished 3 points behind them. The Rangers had the best record during the regular season, which means nothing because if you run into a hot goaltender, he can carry a team, and, you know, they're off to the races. So I am thrilled that we are, and I was telling Chuck the other night that this is the game we have to win, game 2. Because then when you go to Carolina on the road for game 3 and 4, you just have to win 1, you come back. But to split, and then if they win 2 down there on Carolina, you come back, you're down, 3 games to 1. That's a climb that is pretty steep, so you don't want that. But with that said, look, Rangers have the goaltender. This kid can carry it.
Sorry, that's a take 2.
But I am thrilled, and now in the other series you have, which was overtime again last night, was the Colorado versus Dallas. Colorado won in overtime 4-3. That's going to be another extended series. It's a battle. And then I think tonight you have Vancouver against Edmonton. And then you have the Bruins, Boston and Florida. Now last year, Boston finished with the best record. They killed everybody during the regular season. And the team that finished 8th, the last place team that made the last spot team that made the playoffs, Florida, beat them in the first round. So now this series coming up, they're playing against each other again. It's a little revenge, and for as far as the Rangers, I hope it goes 7 games and those 2 teams knock each other their heads off. So when it comes time, if they play the Rangers, they'll be dead tired. So which is good, and that's pretty much I have in hockey. That's it.
So the Las Vegas team's out?
Las Vegas got eliminated. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
All right. So what else you got, Rob? I'm gonna make sure my phone's down.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm gonna talk youth.
Okay.
All right.
The Utes.
I'm gonna talk Hawks.
Yes.
All right. So Hawks. I mean, not a whole lot. I mean, just some of their lineup, some of their stuff that's going on. It's busy over there. I started looking at that school schedule. You know that they have on Friday night. We got bocce Friday night. On Friday night, they have girls varsity flag football. What the heck? So
I like that.
yeah, but they got the boys baseball. Coach B, they're not doing well.
No,
they have a 6-8 record right now, but they are playing on Friday. I'm sorry, against Neptune at 3 in the afternoon. Here, I might have to just scoot over just to say, we went in their first or second game
against
and
Jackson.
It was bloody cold. We lasted about 2 innings and we were out. So
Yeah.
I need to go over it.
No, we'll go.
So on top of that, we had the young men that helped us out in our autism golf tournament. The golf team over at Manchester, they're not doing very well. But hey, great bunch of kids. They're playing on Friday as well. They are playing. Where are they at? Toms River North, and I think I see that they play a lot on base.
Yeah, there's in Lakehurst. Oh yeah.
I see a lot of that. I don't know if that's their home
It's a
course or they play a lot there. But
you played 9 holes twice, and it's a little But I tell you, there's one hole where it's right by the runway, and you see those big monsters come down and take off. It's like, whew.
Wow.
It's a nice course though. It is.
So, and other than that, it's track season. And so I've got to do my best. I made a promise to
her,
Z when
yeah.
she was here. I was going to go watch her throw that javelin, and so I got to look at their schedule and get out. Now, why is it I look at the schedule and it looks like a lot of track meets, almost every one of them, they're being held at Jackson. Jackson, the only place that's got a decent track? I don't know. I know Manchester don't have much for a track, so I guess they must have to go somewhere else to do track and field. So. But that's a little Manchester news, and then I do want to talk about. Rob and I both received this information, and we talked about this young lady, I don't know, several months ago. But we have here in the village, Phyllis Gudowitz.
Yes, from the ping pong and golf.
So we had talked once before about Phyllis's granddaughter, Kylie, and I want to say she lives. I hope I'm right. Lives in Howell.
Yes, Howell. Yes.
So Phyllis reached out to us, and she was just sharing an update, and I just wanted to share it with everybody out there. Kylie ended up as she's a girl wrestler. So, a lady wrestler. So she ended up winning the state, took first place in state at 114 pounds.
I mean, it's great. Like, I've been putting in the work for years now, like throughout the whole season, even the off season. It's just like, it feels so good that it's finally paying off.
And then she was asked to go to Virginia Beach for the Nationals, where she became an All-American wrestler. But she took 7th in the country, and she beat the state champion from New York to take that 7th place award. And that's how Phil was saying there was 500 girls, 500 young ladies wrestling.
And she placed.
Well, that's in multiple weight classes.
Right.
But she wrestles at 114, but she took 7th place, so she was on the podium. and got her, I guess it's girls high school All-American
That's
award.
fantastic.
She recently was just recognized by the mayor and the council of Howell for her achievements. So, hats off to her. We heard, we touched on it a little bit months ago when Kylie was just starting to get into her season of wrestling, but obviously she finished off. That's an amazing story for a young lady. Phyllis sent me over some photos, and I wouldn't want to wrestle her. So
I think we did have, right? Didn't we have the show when we spoke about it? Didn't we have some photos of her?
I don't know if we had photos, but we did talk about it. But she ended up winning.
I thought we did.
She ended up becoming first place in the state, and in seventh in the nationals. So good for her. We applaud her.
That is awesome.
So that's Village Family News.
You want to talk about any our golf tournament that we had? It was fantastic, and everything else. I mean, it's busy time in the village, guys, between bocce and golf, and I tell you, even bowling. I mean, some people spoke about bowling this morning. So there's always something to do in this village, and we are a part of that. And we thank you guys for sharing it with us here today. So once again, thank you, KLVW-TV.
Hey, I went bowling a couple weeks ago for the first time in a while.
Yeah. Okay.
I did all right.
Yeah.
Priscilla did a little.
I heard Mike killed it.
Priscilla did a little bit better than I did, but we were looking forward, and it just ruined my day for Rob to be there. He had something to do, but I got to tell you, when Rob bowls, you ever see from the Flintstones, was it Barney Rubble or and he picks up the ball and his little legs go, and then he rolls it, and I wanted so badly to see that, but he never.
Don't worry, we'll get to bowl. Yeah.
There was little.
That's another thing we can do, guys. Blue Claws, we can go bowling. That's it. Yeah. I'll put on a show. Why not? Yeah. That's it.
Little half step.
No, here's the story. The last time we went out and we did bowl, next thing I know, the next morning I see the video, and Priscilla found this thing with Barney, the Flintstones, running. That was me, and that's it. That's where he, Remember that, Natalie? Yeah, it's true. But guys, thanks for coming out today.
We're going to miss you.
What? What's that?
We're going to miss him, but we'll see him in August.
That's right. That's right. Because look, in August you have the Olympics, you have the football season, you have baseball. We have a lot to talk about, and we can't wait because, like I said, busy times in the village, and I'm sure Bill and Mike, you guys are producing something new every other day. So once again, I'd like to say thank you to KLVW-TV. Producer and director Michael Blank, video and director and senior cinematographer and editing, Bill Johnson. I got that right. That's right. Thank you. And of course, Mike Maurizio, studio director. Guys, thank you so much. And remember, till next time, keep it between the lines. I got that right, Billy boy. Huh?